The 2024 draft class has been regarded as a waste of a pick for years. GMs around the league were talking about it being a gap year between Wembanyama and the guys in 2025 and 2026. But now, as we close in on the upcoming season, it's time we take a relook to see what to actually expect from the rookies. First off, let's talk about the top 3 selections. Rockets got Reed Sheppard at 3, Wizards took Alex Sarr at 2, and Hawks got Zaccharie Risacher with the number 1 overall pick. If Summer League showed us anything between the top picks, it's that Houston might have gotten the best guy in the entire draft at number 3.
One of those principal verticality jumps where guys jump up in the air and build a wall because of the new rule change.
Sheppard tipped it away for the steal, and he'll pay it off on the feed from Wagner. Shooting at a high clip, but they made up for it with 5 offensive rebounds. Look at that! Sheppard with a hand in his face.
I love it. That's just an easy read for Sheppard. Defender goes under the ball screen. Mr. Cook wasn't paying attention to the scout.
Lakers have cut the lead to 6 real quick here. Sheppard with a logo 3. Logo Reed, I guess.
That is deep.
Wow.
6 times during that dinner. So he says, I know I don't have to ever say that to him during the year.
Oh, wow. He went mixtape. Oh, he was deep in his bag like the fries were at the bottom.
There's Pop. And understanding. Isolated. Gets that defender dancing. Change of pace. Little floater in the end one. Stop it, Reed Sheppard. Crossover.
Reed Sheppard is an elite shooter who radiates connective peace energy. At 6'3", he won't be the biggest guy in a backcourt, but he's shown flashes of effectively getting in passing lines and an endless motor. Sheppard averaged 20 points and 8 assists in Las Vegas, shooting 41% from 3. From the Rockets' perspective, this is precisely what they needed. Someone who can set the table for scorers like Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun, while having a quick and accurate trigger from deep next to guys like Sengun, Tari Eason, and Amen Thompson. We've seen a ton of smaller guards have long careers with those 2 abilities. If I'm Houston, I do not see a problem. Whereas if I'm the Hawks or the Wizards, well, then I might be. The Washington Wizards wanted Alex Sarr, and for some reason, Alex Sarr wanted the Washington Wizards. Sarr is a prospect scouted mostly for his massive defensive upside. At 7 feet 1 inch with a 7 feet 4 inch wingspan, the NBA has yet another French big man coming for the Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Holland trying to break down his man, and Sarr swats that into the seats. Read about all the hype for Alex Sarr as he comes here and just swats this thing like he's playing volleyball. Cotton, the lane opened up, and Sarr with the putback. Sarr, he's calling for it. He'll rise up for it.
It'll be jarring, but you know what I am thrilled for? Like, that there will be a freshness with
championships, and you think about some iconic defensive moments, right? LeBron.
Sarr can match his natural shot-blocking IQ with smooth mobility and speed you rarely see at that size. Unfortunately, it does not appear that IQ and smooth movements translate to the other side of the ball. In 30 minutes a game at Summer League, Sarr averaged under 6 points, shooting 19% from the field. The Wizards are leaning into the idealized upside of his game as a floor stretcher, as he attempted over 4 threes a game, but shot a lowly 12%. Summer League isn't everything, but his offensive game might be more raw than anyone wanted to believe. As we head into the season, be on the lookout for how many times the Wizards actually give the keys to the offense to Sarr. Oh, how am I kidding? That'll be impossible to know because no one is watching the Wizards this year. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise for Sarr to develop more in the background this first year. Unfortunately, the number 1 overall pick will not really get that. Atlanta shot up in the lottery to snag this pick, and now Risacher is walking into a high-pressure situation with a franchise desperate to keep its star happy. Trae Young has made it clear he wants to start winning soon. Will Risacher help that? He rose to the number 1 overall pick on draft boards in a similar fashion as the Hawks did in the lottery, seemingly out of nowhere. Some people were really excited and others had shoulder shrugs, not entirely sure what to do with them. The Frenchman stands at 6 feet 9 inches and is known as a jack-of-all-trades type of wing. Scouts that believed in him touted his high basketball IQ smooth offensive game and ability to guard multiple positions. He can also play in transition well, create his own shot when needed, and make the right pass. He does a lot of stuff well, but does he do anything extraordinary, better than most? The jury will be out until we hit this season. After reviewing the game footage, I think Risacher will have a long career like Sheppard, but it will be more of a Derek White role than anything potentially higher than Reed could hit. Derek White was crucial to Boston's championship and would be a great piece next to Trae Young. We just have to see if he can continue to fill out and elevate his game. Other names in the lottery likely fall between the Reed Sheppard and Risacher levels.
So we get a taste of Edey early in 22. Hendricks, the other side, tied up by Edey. And now there's a
go out. Be tested, make good decisions as Edey gets one.
Inside, Edey. Timeout quickly off the bench, Sean Sheldon, as Edey gets an easy put down.
Zach Edey looked great in the Summer League and should be a great pairing next to Jaren Jackson Jr. He has the potential to grow into a high-level rim protector and putback scorer. Sure, there are the usual worries about a big man like Edey. Can he be impactful in this iteration of the NBA, where stretching the floor rules the world and you're only doing post moves if your last name is Embiid or Jokic? But at 7 feet 4 inches and with a super gentle touch around the basket, Edey could offer Grizzlies a cheat code if teams try to go small and run him off the court. Send Triple J flying around on defense and Edey can pop it over people on offense.
Yeah, Castle is just a complete player. He can play on ball, off ball in that situation.
Or turnovers and just getting into pace. How about this nice little...
He's able to take a hit. He embraces that contact, finishing with the left.
That's UConn defense, boy. They smothered you. Castle weaves through the traffic for two. And Sampson with the seal. Castle takes a peek at the clock. He will fire. And hits. That is a silky smooth delivery. That's what's changed. Head on a swivel. Castle tried to reverse it. He'll get credit for the bucket, but maybe not quite.
Another overlooked pick is Stephon Castle with the Spurs. The 6'6" guard is looking to get back to the point guard role he had before playing for the Huskies this year. He has excellent court vision and should be able to easily set the table for Wemby while learning from the point god himself, Chris Paul. His shot might be shaky at times, but if your ball handler and center have as much length as Castle and Wemby, the defense should easily make up for it as his shot grows.
4-15 from the floor, but you can tell he's settled in. Ron misses everything. Outlet is Holland. Spins away and lays it in off the pin. All alone, it's showtime!
He can put the ball in from all sorts of angles. That time, nice patience. Did not turn and take, a lead back. Looked like maybe Wendell Moore got a piece of that, or a piece finish over him. Certainly has the bounce to do that, but as you can see,
Ron Holland's shot might also need some growing to do, but the rest of his offense looks lethal for Detroit. Holland was ranked as high as 2 for his high school class, boasting elite athleticism and hustle. There are moments where it feels like he's everyone on the court all at once. He's slashing to the basket for a dunk, grappling for rebounds, and defending multiple positions, all in just a few possessions. The main issue for Holland might be whether the Pistons can help him develop. Detroit has a ton of talent that fans seem to like, but it hasn't translated to team improvement. Put Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Oscar Thompson, or Jalen Duren on a fans team, and they'll believe in them. Something weird is going on in Detroit, and hopefully they can figure it out before they waste all this potential.
too much time on my hands. You rang? Upstairs! Klingon rocks the rim.
I mean, as a point guard, able to see over the top. And you talked about, first of all, with Klingon, just throw it up there. He is so tall, great hands.
Donnie Jones was part of a Florida team. Upstairs! Klingon! The throwdown. Banging them home, Grant. Reminiscent.
Klingon now coming. Oh, the big man! Right.
Salon looking up and Klingon again making the defensive play.
Getting news that Alicia Gray won the skills.
Yeah, last couple possessions, I thought Cleaning got fouled. He missed the layup but didn't get the call. Good hustle, big fella.
Or how about the development in Portland? As Scoot heads into his second year, there's nothing like a rim-running big man to help ease his play style. Donovan Clingan was a guy that just days prior to the draft was getting talked about as potentially going in the top 3, mostly because he was seen as the safest pick in the lottery. He fits an archetype as the athletic big who can defend and play in the pick and roll. Yes, Portland has DeAndre Ayton and Robert Williams, but Ayton is more skill-based than a bruiser like Clingan. It'll be a nice option to switch between the two, depending on the matchups. As for Williams, he's most likely a trade piece that's lingered from the Dame trade. Expect him to be moved this season.
A senior and trainer that will make a difference if they get back. Dillingham, man, whoa boy, man. That's the kind of challenge you have to have, not only to handle this SEC.
Dillingham working on Vescovy. Oh my goodness, that is...
Dillingham knocks down another one. Dillingham doesn't have to be in a hurry. Gets downhill, hangs.
Woo!
Oh, what a finish!
Oh my goodness!
A lot of freshmen that are still learning how to play at this level, defensively, and boy, offensively.
Taken away by Reeves. Push ahead for Dillingham.
This last guy I want to look at quickly before we zoom out is someone the Spurs could regret trading very quickly. Rob Dillingham is that spark plug guard every team wants coming off their bench. San Antonio traded him to Minnesota for future assets. Meanwhile, the Wolves just gave Anthony Edwards another release valve for ball handling and scoring when he's tired or off the floor. Dillingham's only 6 feet 2 inches, but has a crafty offense that's difficult for defenses to predict. Minnesota was just a few games away from the finals last year, and adding the next generation Lou Williams to their bench certainly can't hurt their changes. Like Lou, the main worry to Rob's game is his small frame and defense. However, with Minnesota having elite defenders spattered throughout the roster, they should be able to cover up that weakness quickly. So those are some key names from the lottery to watch this year. And I don't know about you, but those don't seem like such bad players as people have been making it out to be 4 years. Sure, there was no Zion or Wemby in this class. Many people compare it to the 2013 draft class, where Anthony Bennett, Victor Oladipo, and Otto Porter Jr. were the top picks. It seems like a class of peripheral pieces, unlike any mainstays. But 2013 was also the year of Giannis. It was the year of Rudy Gobert, guys like CJ McCollum, Steven Adams, and KCP. There was star talent, but it was hard to recognize, which is how it feels this year. We're going to look up, and some of these guys are suddenly the next big-time superstar. Some might be Otto Porters at the top, but some CJs and KCPs will be deeper in the draft. Early showings have been promising for guys like Jared McCain in Philly and Dalton Knecht with the Lakers. This draft class isn't some monumental disaster of a year for teams unless it turns out the 55th pick overall is the Giannis of the class, and we all look like fools. So what do you think? Who's your favorite in the class? Who's the sleeping giant outside the lottery? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you liked what you saw, leave a like and be on the lookout for our future draft videos.